Welcome back to Old School Sports and our playthrough of Tennis Manager 2021. We are at the start of the 2021 season with one player at our academy. That one player is Maxime Cressy, who's rated 152nd in the world right now. Our goal with him over the next year is to get into the top 100. As you can see, we've also got some other goals associated with Grand Slams, Masters tournaments, and improving his national ranking. We're getting 24% of the income that he earns in tournaments will go to our academy, and our academy at this point is quite primitive. We are level 1 for everything, although we are in the midst of upgrading our sports center and upgrading our business center. So we are off to the hard court season. His first tournament of the year is starting shortly. It's actually starting today, and it is going to be a level 80 event, the Orlando Open hard courts in Orlando, Florida. So we will kick the season off and be back with some information on how it's going shortly. And looking at that level 80 Orlando Open event that we're playing, Maxime is actually the number 1 seed in the tournament, so we've got a little bit of pressure on us. If we can make a run to the semifinals, it'll probably be a decent performance in terms of getting some points to help with his ranking. If we can make it to the finals or hopefully win the championship title, then that'll be a real nice boost to his the points he'll earn for his ranking. So we will see how the tournament goes. Well, we made it to the semifinals in Orlando last week. We're hoping for a little better than that, but we still generated enough points that we moved up to 143rd in the world. If you look at Maxime and his results, you can see that here down at that 80 level tournament, the Orlando Open, the semifinal appearance gave us 29 points. And you can see that we've got a lot of round of 16 and quarterfinal appearances in that level tournament that are still factoring into our overall ranking. 429 overall points, 143rd in the world. So obviously would love to win the tournament if we could have, but if we're putting in semifinal appearances in 80 level events going forward, we'll be removing a lot of these lower point totals over the course of the year from our calculation for the rankings, which should allow us to keep moving up. So won our first 3 matches and then lost in the semis, as I talked about. And the week ahead, we are at qualifying for the Australian Open. We've got a big week ahead of us. Hopefully we can win a few events and get into the main draw. That would be a big move for us in terms of both earning money as well as improving our ranking. Unfortunately, we got bounced in the second round of qualifying for the Australian Open, which means that we'll be back at our academy and training over the next couple of weeks before we play our next tournament. Going to continue focusing on trying to improve Maxime's serve accuracy and maybe do a little work on his footwork at all. Kind of try to shore up some of those weaker spots in his game and get him prepared to hopefully do better in some of the tournaments later this winter. Well, we spent the last 2 weeks training at the academy, and you can see we've made some progress with Maxime's serve accuracy. Still at a level 9, but we are getting close to getting up to level 10 on that, which will be a step in the right direction as far as him controlling the powerful serve that he has and placing it where it's most effective in his given matches. And we are back off to play this week, so good news on that front. We are headed back to Australia for the Launceston Open, and then we'll see how that goes. That's another 80 level event, so hopefully we can at least reach the semis and continue to bolster our ranking a bit. Then we've got a week off, and then it's off to actually we don't have a week off. We are in qualifying for the New York Uniondale Open. Although from the looks of that, we're registered for that, so maybe we gotta draw into the main draw, and we don't have to qualify. Yeah, it looks like our ranking had moved up enough that we didn't have to qualify for it. So that's good. So that'll be a 250 event where we should pick up some points and earn a little bit of money, and fortunately don't even have to qualify for it. So that is a good step in the right direction. So we are going to continue moving forward. Well, we've had a great run at the Launceston Open this week. You can see we were the #1 seed with a first round bye, and then we beat, and I'm sure I will butcher some of these names, so apologies, beat Yuta Shimizu in straight sets. Then we took care of Roberto Ortega Olmedo in straight sets. Got to the quarterfinals where we took care of Steve Darcis in straight sets. And then most recently beat the 5 seed Victor Trecki in straight sets also. So we are on to the finals where we're going to be playing against Vladislav Orlov. We're ranked 143rd. He's ranked 381st in the world. So we should be the favorites going into the match. We'll see how it goes. Moving on to our briefing, you can see there he's 386th in the world, counterpuncher. We're going to remain relatively high intensity with our serve, return, and on key points. Keep our theme of our big serve and attack. Try to take advantage of Maxim's strengths to beat the 25-year-old Ukrainian. He's troubled. Let's try to make him more confident, although from what I've seen, these interactions don't seem to have a huge impact from what I can tell. But it's a big game today. Put your heart into it, buddy. Did not react at all to that. So we will see how the match goes. We are going to play it in super fast speed, so you don't have to sit here and deal with it all. He broke us early. We're down 3-0, so not off to a good start here. He's broken us twice. Really ugly first set for Maxime. Was broken 3 straight times. Lost it 6-0. Needs to raise his level of play on key points, so we are going to bump up the level of intensity on key points, and we're going to bump up the level of intensity everywhere. We're down a set at this point. Need to kind of change things up and hope that we can do better in the second set. He lost 6-0. I'm going to ask him, do you even care about this match? It doesn't look like it. And he didn't react to that, so maybe he doesn't care at all. But we'll see how the second set goes. And it's off to a better start here. We're up 3-1. Early break against Orlov, which was good for us. And that early break helped us out. We bounced back, won the second set 6-4. Need to do more on his opponent's second serve and take control of the point. We're already as intense as we can be. Not going to change our tactics. Stick with the big serve and attack. So let's go talk to him. We're higher ranked. We're a better player. Going to let him know. Keep the ball in the court. Make the rallies last and force our opponent to the error. See how this third set goes as we try to hopefully win the title here. Ooh, and we got an early break. We're up 3-1, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2. Excellent result for Maxime. Champion at the Launceston Open. Will be 80 points for his ranking. Going to help us take another step forward in the rankings for this week. He's pumped. He did what was required. Simple tennis, good intensity. Good job, Maxime. So a good result for us at this level event with the cut that we get, the $1,151, is not going to make a huge impact in our financials, but it's going to help keep us afloat. But most importantly, we won the event. So we are on to the New York Uniondale Open after a week of rest, but this should allow us to take a good step forward in Maxime's ranking. As you know, we won the title at Launceston last week. We're training at the academy this week. The big win there really pumped up our ranking, moved up Maxime to 121st in the world. So we're making very quick progress in the early stages of our academy in terms of getting him to the top 100 by the end of this year. One of the things that annoys me a little bit about this game just happened is, we just started the game. We've only been playing for a little over a month of game time. And Maxime is already requesting that we renegotiate his contract. We're currently getting 24% of his earnings. He wants it to be lower. If I say we'll deal with it later, he'll pout. If I cut it down 2%, he'll say, hey, thanks for thinking about me, but I'm still disappointed. The only way he's going to be happy is if we cut it down to a 4% reduction. Given that he's not really earning a ton of money for us at this level, I'm actually going to be okay cutting it by 4% to 20%. If I was sticking to my principles, I'd be very annoyed by it. But we do have a renegotiation with Maxine coming up at the end of this season to keep him in our academy. And I definitely want to do that because I think he's a player that we will easily get into the top 100 this year, which will mean that next season we'll probably be in all the majors without needing to qualify, and earning a lot more money from him as we hopefully also build up his skills and abilities and help him get ranked higher. So I'm going to relent, give him the 4% reduction that he is interested in. And you can see in our training this week, we added in more placed serve, more serve with spin to continue trying to improve his serve accuracy as we head into the middle stages of the first hard court season in 2021. And of course, Maxime appreciates that he's going to be keeping a significant portion of what he earns on the tour and not turning it over to the academy. And the good news is that our continued focus on his serve accuracy has bumped us up a level to level 10. So hopefully that will help us in tournaments going forward. Well, the season's taken a little bit of a negative turn over the last few weeks. We lost in the first round at a 250 level event, the New York Uniondale Open, and now we just lost our first match at a 125 level event, the Indian Wells Masters. So you can see that our ranking has dropped to 173. Obviously not optimal, but the season is young, and I have a lot of confidence that with what we have done with Maxime in 80 level events earlier this season, you can see that we had the semifinal at Orlando with 29 points, and then we won in Launceston and got 80 points. I think we can continue to generate significant points in those kind of events. So I'm not particularly worried that we had a little bit of a drop back now. You can see, unfortunately, at the Uniondale Open, we got no points, and we only got 5 points at the Indian Wells Masters. So maybe we were a little aggressive going into those higher level events a little earlier than we were ready for, but our record on the year is still 9-4. But we will see how the coming weeks go. Well, after those two difficult tournaments, losing in our first match each, we are in really good shape here at a 90 level event in China. We have made it to the finals as the third seed, where we're going to be facing Tunglin Wu. You can see in the semifinals, we won at 7-6, 7-6. So that was very different from our match in the quarterfinals when we won 0-1. But we've made it to the finals at the Shanghai Open. Again, facing Tunglin Wu, 22-year-old. He's an attacker. Balanced match, bet on a high return intensity. We'll also up our intensity on key points. See how that goes. He's troubled right now. Hey, have fun out there. He was troubled, and that made him less enthusiastic. Again, I don't know how much that stuff really matters, but it seems like it's more of a formality to have those discussions than anything else. And you can see we're did get an early break. We're up 3-1, 4-2 now, 5-3. Hopefully we can close this out. Yep, got the first set 6-4. Tennis is all about winning those key points. We've already got a high level of intensity on key points, so not going to change our intensity there. Talk to Maxime. He's going to keep up the pressure. Don't let up on him. See how this second set is going. He got the early break against us, so that's not good. We're down 4-1, 4-2. Probably going to be headed to a third set unless we can break back, which we didn't. we're gonna pop up the intensity on our serve a notch here. We really want to get the W in this match. Have to win the decisive points to win this match, Maxime. Let's get it done. Dropped an early break, dropped 2 serves in a row, and we got skunked in that third set 6-0. So that's disappointing, obviously, but still made it to the finals on a 90 level event. Will be good for our ranking. It's a defeat that'll make you grow up, and that changed Maxime from angry to annoyed. But it is what it is. So we are nearing the end of the hard court season. As I mentioned in our previous episode, we are actually going to play the last week of the hard court season at a 20 level event. Because our academy is so primitive, we don't actually have clay courts for Maxime to train on as we head into the clay court season. So hopefully we can go for a decent run at that very low level event, play 3 or 4 matches on clay, maybe do some additional training on clay that week, and really kind of boost up our ability on clay courts. You can see in the planning here, we are reasonably proficient on hard courts, but clay courts is our worst surface right now. And since we don't have a practice court at our academy, we're going to need to make the best of it and hopefully get trained up at a lower level clay court event in the coming weeks. Well, we've reached the end of the hard court season, and you can see in our ranking we didn't really make much progress, but we did have a pretty successful track record. We went 18-5. We won that 80 level tournament that we had talked about earlier, and then we also won the 20 level clay tournament that we just played most recently. So a couple of tournament wins for Maxime as we head towards clay court season. Morale is good, in good shape, good physical condition. So I think that we are in a, you can see that we won, the Santa Margarita de Paula level 20 tournament, which we should have. Those players were at a different level, a lower level than Maxime is. So all in all, it was a good first hard court season. You can see that we made it to April. We're headed into clay court season. So we will be back with the clay court season, but pleased with the progress that we've made over the early course of the season here. You can see that we still have a lot of relatively weak performances of only round of 16 in quarterfinals in 80 level tournaments that hopefully we will be replacing, that go into Maxime's ranking calculation in the coming months. You can see there's the 20 level tournament that we just won, which gives us some points more than those. Obviously, ultimately, we're going to want to perform better in higher levels tournaments, start getting into the 90s, 100s, 110s, with an occasional Masters event in the coming weeks and months. But the goal now, you can see 18-5 for the year. The goal is to hopefully qualify for the French Open in the clay court season and get some good points and earn some money from a strong performance in that tournament. We're down to $95,000 3 months into the season. Our budget is set up that I think we can get through the year without running out of money. But obviously, if we get a win or two in a Grand Slam event, that will certainly help our bottom line. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will be talking again soon.